Alrighty, family. Shalom, 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 family. Shalom. Alrighty, family. Shalom. All praises and all the glory be unto our Kodash Abba, Ba'ashima Mashiach Malak Yahweh Shah, Rakatah Yahweh, the one who exists, right? We're gonna build on something, family. We're gonna build on something, family, right? All praise to the Most High, Salaki. Shalom, TV. Let me try to raise this up a little more. Salakia, family. Raise this up a little more. All praises. All right, that's better. A little tall, man. So, righty, family. So, we're gonna wait to that 1 minute and 44-second mark. I want to say Salakia to the brothers and sisters who, you know, um, for me of my lateness, but nevertheless, you know what I'm saying, just had to get some things in order, before myself, coming out here, you know what I'm saying, a little nippy out of here, little nippy out here. Saying it's cold is the razzle dazzle on top of the, you know what. But nevertheless, family, this is going to be a continuation, man. This is going to be a continuation on the things that, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, was leading me at in spirit and in truth on what to build on, man. And the things we're going to build on and lay the heart is the things that's pertaining to, you know, what we know what is expedient in these perilous times before everything starts to shut down, you know, before the lockdowns start to take place, before all of these things begin to take place. You know what I'm saying? The Lord is trying to position our minds, our hearts within a certain type of mentality. But that mentality is connected to something that we know spiritually, which I'm going to bring it out before we even go further. All right. It's in the book of Colossians. It's the book of Colossians, chapter the book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 2. He says, set your affection on things above and not on things on the earth. So he's saying, like, listen, man, set your affections on the things that's on high, man. Get yourself in tune with the Most High. And the more you start getting in tune with the Most High, that's how you're going to be able to perceive things. Why? Because in the book of Isaiah, chapter 33 and verse 6, he said, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure, right? So when you look at the wisdom and knowledge, how are we able to accumulate on that? That's in the law, man. Law, statutes, and commandments. The testimonies that has been of an assurance unto us through the prophets, right? The things that we've been speaking about for so long, to help other brothers and sisters who are of our people to be in tune too. Because the scriptures has made it known and it's plain and clear upon tables. When it comes down to Israel, the Lord said, you are only have I known. Out of all the families of the earth, Israel, you are only have I known, right? Which is very, very important. The so-called blacks, the so-called Latinos, and the so-called Native Americans. And what I really want to say, the speckle of the bird, man, because this ain't a color thing. Israel is scattered amongst the four corners of the earth. You got some of our people who look like the other nations. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, the Lord is trying to have us to turn back unto him through this heritage, man. And we see that in Jeremiah when he had quoted on those things when he talked about Judah, how they're going to turn away from their heritage, right? And through their way of turning away from their heritage, they're going to have it within themselves to go about what they want to do, which ultimately proves one who has their heart departing from the Lord. So your heart departs from your God and you go and serve other people's gods who really ain't gods, right? The Lord said, out of all the families of the earth, you are only have I known Israel. You see? So going further into it, even though I know deep down inside, when the Lord was bringing those things out, it was primarily him speaking unto the elect. Like, look, why are y'all giving yourselves away, to the things that that is against me? Because I put my laws within your inward parts, within your hearts. You see? And when you really ponder on that, that gives you every bit of a reason on why the Lord made it known when it comes down to Israel, when it comes down to sitting on the throne, right? And how Israel is going, how you going to have the judges, judging all 12 tribes, man. Meaning the judges are going to be helping all the other tribes to be in order, man. And that's happening right now. You see? And that's why you have those um who are receiving what we know, that is of the spirit, meaning what is making sense in them. Like, yo, what you saying, that's speaking volumes at this moment. You know what I'm saying? Which is very, very important, especially in these perilous times, as far as being open. But nevertheless, the Lord says, and what is in Joel chapter 2 and 13, render your heart unto me and not your garments, right? You got the garment outwardly and the garment inwardly, but the garment inwardly is the one that's representing the garment outwardly. Law, testimony, faith without works is dead. What are you showing forth of you being 10 toes down when it comes down to thus saith the Lord, right? All praise to Yahweh. So, nevertheless, we're going to get right into this, right? So, from the last lesson and what we was building on, family, um, dealing with the matters of wisdom and where wisdom stands at when it comes down to the fear of the Lord, right? Because wisdom is what teaches us the fear of the Lord. And wisdom is how we remain in the fear of the Lord. You see? And why I say teach, because you can hear these words, but you could end up not being the doer of these words. You see? And that goes inside the book of James, chapter 1 and verse 22, when he said, don't be just a hearer of the word, but be a doer too. Right? And then you go inside the book of James, chapter 2, he gives you a breakdown about, those who state, of themselves. Matter of fact, let me jump into that. Let me just jump into that. All praises. All right. James chapter 2 and verse I'm gonna say verse 17. He said, even so, if it have not works, is dead being alone. Even so, faith, right? Even so, faith, if it have not works, is dead being alone. Yea, a man may say, thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. You see, saying my way of living, how I carry myself, how I deal with things, right? My way of thinking, right? Is it of the old man or is it more so the new man? Because the new man is what is lining up into the book of Colossians, the mindset on the things that are higher, right? And what shows forth the one that has faith is the one that's keeping thus saith the Lord and walking with it, right? You see? So he says, was not Abraham, verse Salakia, verse 19, thou believest that there is one God, thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. You see? Saying, hey man, even devils know about the Lord, man. Why do you think Hamashiach himself, he was able to cast demons out? He was able to do mighty works. And not only just Hamashiach, but those who were carrying on the spirit that he had, right? Which we know that is evident, right? And that was made known through the disciples who later became apostles, right? Doing the great work of the Lord. You see? Let me go further. He says, but wilt thou know? Obey men. Or what obey men. This all dealing with the matters of the mentality, right? He said, but wilt thou know, obey men, that faith without works is dead. So a person can believe all day long, but if they ain't got nothing in their actions, meaning in their way of living, to be their example, then it's dead, man. Faith without works is dead, man. You see? In verse 21, was not Abraham our father justified by works when he had offered Isaac his son upon the altar? Huh? No, the stream yard, brother. The stream yard. All right. Let me ask y'all this question real quick. Let me ask y'all this question. No, I got YouTube. I ain't been on Instagram though. You got big platform. I'm trying to build my yeah, I'm on YouTube. Oh, it's on YouTube. This I just got this on. I got a big Instagram platform and shit. Okay. I'm trying to transfer. Look, you know the numbers don't lie, but I ain't. No. You good. I mean, listen. I'm trying. You gotta start from the bottom and work your way up, but you gotta have something to offer to the people. Right. But you know what I'm saying? Like myself personally, I'm like, let me ask you this question. What would you say is your nationality is? I'm Jamaican. You Jamaican. So you say African American, what you say? Indian, I say for me though. I know Japanese. You Japanese. Sorry, Japanese. Okay, so you native. Okay. So it's really it's nothing against like the mother side, but it's more so the father side because you are of your father's seed. So you for real, you would say born and raised in America. My mom was born in Jamaica though. But a lot of the ones that's in Jamaica, they call West Indians. But if you really go into it, it goes back to Israel. They go back to the tribe of Benjamin. And then African American, they would say so-called black, which would really be from the tribe of Judah. That's the same bloodline that where they say in the word they say Jesus Christ. He would have been considered a so-called African American man today. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? So yeah, for sure. Because you gotta think about it. Like I know you gotta start preaching on TikTok. TikTok, they pay I know. I heard about the TikTok, but they was telling me though, like I ain't that, like me personally, I really don't be doing it because of like the check. Yeah, I do it because of the passion. Because I'm like, dang, I think this is something that people need to know. Because at the end of the day, it's like the money gonna come anyway. It's gonna come regardless. But it's like, what is more important? The knowledge of it. Because you know what I'm saying? The inspiration I'm gaining, if I pass that inspiration off, then that's going to help somebody inspire somebody else too. And that inspiration going to continue on. So my inspiration is dealing with this word because I'm like, I know I'm an Israelite. You see what I'm saying? I know my tribe. I'm from the tribe of Reuben, which would be of the natives. So I know of mine. So it's like, that's a beautiful thing because back then my mindset was like, oh, I'm African American. But it's like, that's bad. How our people walk around? They don't even know who they are. You don't even know that this word right here is telling you at the end of the day that we are the kings and the females, the women of our nation are the queens of the earth. You see what I'm saying? They kind of give you a glimpse where it's just like, damn, we just not niggas. We not just, you know what I'm saying? It's bigger than that. You see what I'm saying? When you like, yo, we are people of royalty. Let me show you something. And it probably blow your mind. You probably, well, people are like, yo, the Bible was written by the so-called white man, right? No, it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? If you really go back, it was first before a book. They was all inside scrolls. But them scrolls was written by people who was our people. So when you think about it, it's like our people had to leave certain epistles behind to keep our people motivated in the faith. Like, yo, the Most High, he ain't done with us. He said, like, Israel will be a destroyed people, but they still an ample of my eye. So when you grown in that, you like, damn, he's saying, like, look, I will allow y'all to be low for a reason, just so y'all can gain the wisdom. And when the wisdom settle in, that knowledge and understanding, then I'm going to raise y'all up. Because now it's like this. Why would I turn around and make you a boss and you don't even know what a boss position is about? Why would I turn around and bless you with $1 billion and you may fumble that billion? Why? I got blessings for you, but if you blow that, then that's not going to bring glory to my name. I'm y'all God. You see what I'm saying? Watch this. I'm going to give y'all this. In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, right? Chapter 7 and verse 6. He said, thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So it's like, that explains why we at the bottom. That explains why we don't know about each other. You want to know what's crazy? That's even written in the scriptures. How they was going to take our identity away, and they was going to rule over us because of our disobedience to the Most High. I can prove that. Watch this. How long you ready to go? I'm gonna be out for a minute because I got a lesson. Right in the crib. Come on out. Right here. Okay. Bet. All praises. All praises, family. All praises. You know what I'm saying? Young brothers that's out here, man. That's what it's primarily about, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's not so much like, yo, let me get a check. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it like, yo, my people, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, Moses Pharaoh let my people go. But when you really look at it about Pharaoh, right? Pharaoh, at the end of the day, was was a representation of a principality. Yeah, when you really get to the scriptures, he was a representation of a principality. The same thing that was going on during the time of with Nebuchadnezzar. He was the representation of a principality. So when you look at that, it's like the Most High is trying to let us know, like, look, man, the more you are being rebellion when it comes to me, the more you have it within yourself to depart from my covering. Because I am the hedge of protection over y'all. Y'all are my people. You see? When it came down to the other nations and all of them, when it came down to thus saith the Lord, hey man, they was in fear of the God of Israel. That's what they was in fear to. All the nations. You see? And that's the truth. You see? That's the truth. All right. So we're gonna go further. Y'all know I gotta take it to that Deuteronomy. I wasn't even gonna go to 28 with him. Because I know that Deuteronomy 28, you know what I mean? It's now getting to the point like it's cliche. You know, most of us gotta grow in a way to utilize what we know that's in the scriptures, you know, through the spirit and what is transparent at a moment. You know what I'm saying? Because that seed that's supposed to be planted is the one that's going to help them to be a remembrance of not only who they are, but who to return back unto. You know what I'm saying? As it is written. You see what I'm saying? All praises. So all right. So we're gonna go into Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 13. And my reason of going into this is because this is dealing with the matters of what the Lord hates, man. Right? What the Lord hates. Like when you want to know what the Lord hates, because when you really lay that to heart, that's what will keep you in the fear of the Lord. That's what keep you in the mindset like, yo, you know what I mean? I don't want, hey man, I don't want to come back to this, man. I don't want to come back to these conditions, man. Nor do I want the future generation of our people to come back into these conditions. You see what I'm saying? You gonna do the best that you can, regardless of what may come to you in mind about how ignorant they may be. You know what I'm saying? Our people, your love, you know what I'm saying, is going to overpower what may be coming to you carnally as in what is evil. When the scriptures made it known for us to not fight evil with evil, but fight evil with love. You see what I'm saying? Our way of fight evil is through the love. You see? And the more we growing in Yahweh Shem Shah, the more we going to see, thus saith the Lord, and what he has made known and what is evident through the scriptures. Right? You see? All right. So in Proverbs chapter 8, right? Proverbs chapter 8 and verse 13. He says, the fear of the Lord is to hate evil. Right? It says the fear of the Lord, right? The scriptures say that the fear of the Lord is wisdom, right? But this right here is saying the fear of the Lord is to hate evil. So we got to hate evil and love holiness, righteousness, right? And the only way you can accumulate in that is by meditating in law, statutes, and commandments, where you'll know what is displeasing to the Lord, what is not displeasing to the Lord, what things that, you know what I'm saying? There are certain things that is punishable by death, and there are certain things that are punishable in other areas. But nevertheless, when it comes to the things that are of death, that's not in our hands to push, right? Though we profess the things that are righteousness, but it's in the Lord's hands to do what He's going to do as a judgment on those who are as children of disobedience, the rebellious, right? But that's not our main focus, the ones who are rebellious. Our main focus is the ones who want to be of obedience. You see, it's like what the Lord said, when you go into the city, you dust your shoes off. You go in the city, and if nobody receives you, dust your shoes off and walk out. Keep it moving. Why? Because you're working out your own salvation with fear and trembling. right? You see? Glory to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. So look, he said the fear of the Lord is to hate evil. Pride. That's top on the list. Pride, right? And arrogancy, right? In the evil way, in the forward mouth, right? Do I hate? So we can see, thus said the Lord, making it known, like, look, man, these are things that I hate. I hate the things that are against what I have made known and what is of righteousness. So if you have it within yourself to do what you want to do, and you don't want to lay my counsels to heart, then how can I be the one to position you in what is of your heart's desires or whatever else? You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a mountain to my will and my way for you in your life if you have in yourself to rebel. You see? So, nevertheless, the Lord got something for those who are rebellion. It is in our duties to be light unto them where they can merge out of the darkness. And that's where we lay the heart, which is of a hope. And that all lines up to Romans chapter 10 and verse 1, right? When the scriptures made it known, he said, brethren, my heart's desires and prayers unto God for Israel is that they might be saved. Why? Because that's the order of things. You see? You can't reject Israel and then make it for yourself that everybody else on the earth gonna be good. That's why the earth right now this morning. That's why they're going to have these viruses airborne soon. That's why they're having a lot of things right now being put out on the forefront. And many of our people are oblivious to it. You see? And don't even realize, like, hey, man, the Lord is saying, render your heart unto me and not your garments. Meaning, turn away from your pride. Lean not to thy own understandings, but acknowledge me in all your ways. Right? Let's go further. He said, in the forward mouth do I hate. Verse 14, counsel is mine and sound wisdom. I am understanding. I have strength. So when you look at that strength, that's connected to what? When the scriptures have made it known, right? Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. So us who are in the fear of the Lord, right? We're gonna make it within ourselves to be like, yo, man, whatever the Lord telling us what to do, we gonna do. All that contention stuff, all that stuff wanting to be like we in a Super Smash Brothers melee tournament, fighting and combating with one another. That's dead, man. That's dead works. That's dead works. You see, those things at the end of the day, though most of our people they are drawn to that. They like arguments and stuff that are combative. They like that stuff, but that's not expedient because all that is eye candy to them. That's not helping them to use self-examination and uproot the things that are against the Lord from out of their hearts, where they're becoming purified as a soul. Psalm chapter 119 and verse 9 and making known wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way by taking heed according to thy word. You see? And then you go into verse 10, he states, oh Lord, let me not wander from thy commandments. What them commandments? Yeah. So when you grow in it, being as a commandment keeper, that's how you're going to grow. And thus saith the Lord, as far as his pleasures. Isn't it written in scriptures? He said, fear not, little flock, for it is in your father's good pleasures to give you the kingdom. Yeah, we see that this kingdom is falling down. So we can see that through the spirit, that there is a transition of power. That is all going to line up to righteousness flourishing on the face of the earth. Kingdom. One kingdom being translated to another. All right? And this is all lining up to Proverbs 8 and 1. Do it now, wisdom, cry aloud, and understand and put forth her voice. Wisdom. All right? So we can see in Matthew chapter 5 when it said, blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth, right? Let's go into this Luke chapter 12 and verse 32. Luke chapter 12 and verse 32. And he said, fear not, little flock, Matter of fact, I'm gonna start at 31. He said, but rather seek ye the kingdom of God, and all these things should be added unto you. Fear not, little flock, for it is in your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. To give what? To give you the kingdom. So how are we seeking the Lord's kingdom? How do we seek the Lord's kingdom? By learning of the Lord's ways, man. Get into how the minds of the prophets was operating, right? And notice that out of all the prophets, they had their own unique calling. But through their own uniqueness in their call, that was lining up to the purpose and what the Lord was having for them and sharing amongst those who are tied into what? Thus saith the Lord. And to be in the attention of those who are forgetting about thus saith the Lord because of their conditions. And now realizing our people were put into those lowly conditions, right? Because of their rebellion. And because they didn't want to take accountability, this is why things end up being in the way how it was. And we are the future generation. You see? Caught up in this matrix. The very thing they ain't nothing but an illusion. All right? Let's go into Psalms 97 and verse 10. Book of Psalms 97. All right? The book of Psalms 97 and verse 10. Ye that love the Lord hate evil. What? Ye that love the Lord. So those that say, yo, I love the Lord. I love Jesus. I love Jesus. I love Yahweh Shai. I love Yeshua. Right? He said it plain and clear upon tables. So like it, family. Ye that love the Lord hate evil. He preserveth the souls of his saints. He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked. You see? So it shows you and where the Lord stands in. So like it, family. So like it, family. It's Brick City Code out this joint. Gotta let these fingers warm up. So we can see that the Lord, he delivers those, right? So the Lord, overall, he preserves the souls of the saints. Oh, 1 second, fam. Uh, so we could see that the Lord, he preserves the souls of the saints, right? Why? Because the saints, they're going to hate evil. You see? These the ones who are crying out day and night unto the Lord, right? And through their way of crying out unto the Lord, they're making it known unto the Lord, like, hey, Lord, hold on 1 second, family. Slack your family. He said, yet, he said, for thou, look, no, Salakia, in verse 10, he said, yet that love, he said, Salakia, ye that love the Lord hate evil. He preserved the souls of his saints. He delivered them out of the hand of the wicked. So it gets to a point where it's like, hey, man, When it comes down to the wicked, thus saith the Lord, hey man, he's gonna always stand by. He's always gonna stand by those who are in the place of leaning onto him. That's why the scriptures has stated that how uh how the Lord, how the righteous runneth unto the Lord because he is a strong tower, right? Hold on 1 second, family. Oh, praise family, Salaki. All right. So the next scripture we're gonna go to is Psalms 26 and verse 5. Psalms 26 and verse 5. I have hated the congregation of evildoers and will not sit with the wicked. Yeah, man. That's plain clear upon tables, man. Like, hey, man, we ain't gonna sit amongst those, meaning we ain't gonna be buddied up with those who have it within themselves to be a rebellion, right? Because thus said the Lord, making it known to us plain and clear upon tables, like, hey, man, you know, whatever they partaking in, and you with them on that, hey, man, the reward that they gonna receive, hey, you eventually will end up receiving too. You know, it's like your family, because I'm out here. It's not the fact that it's just cold, but you know what I'm saying? I gotta put something in my stomach as far as eating. Hold on 1 second, family.